English listening practice. Emma's morning yoga routine. Emma's morning yoga routine. Emma is a young woman who lives in a small peaceful town surrounded by rolling hills and green forests. She is 25 years old and works at a local bookstore called The Book Nook. Emma loves her job because she enjoys reading and helping people find books they will love. She believes that books can open doors to new worlds and ideas. Every morning, Emma wakes up early to start her day with yoga. Yoga helps her feel calm, focused, and ready for whatever the day brings. She believes that starting her day with yoga makes her happier and healthier. It gives her a sense of peace and balance. One bright and sunny morning, Emma's alarm clock rings softly at 6 a.m. The gentle sound of music fills her bedroom. Emma slowly opens her eyes. The sun is just beginning to rise, and soft light fills the room, casting a warm glow on the walls. She hears the cheerful singing of birds outside her window. The sky is painted with beautiful colors of pink, orange, and purple. Emma smiles and stretches her arms above her head. "Good morning, world," she whispers to herself. Emma sits up in bed and takes a deep breath. She feels the cool morning air on her face. She enjoys these quiet moments before the day becomes busy. She feels grateful for the new day. She swings her feet over the side of the bed and stands up. She feels the soft carpet under her feet. She walks over to the window and opens the curtains wider. The view from her window shows her small garden and the trees beyond. The leaves rustle gently in the morning breeze. Emma decides to make her bed. She pulls up the sheets and smooths out the blankets. She fluffs her pillows and arranges them neatly. Making her bed makes her feel organized and ready to start the day. She goes to her closet and picks out her yoga clothes. She chooses a light blue tank top and comfortable black leggings. She likes these clothes because they are soft and allow her to move freely. The light blue color reminds her of the clear sky. Emma changes into her yoga outfit. She looks at herself in the mirror and ties her long brown hair into a high ponytail. Some strands of hair fall around her face, giving her a relaxed look. She smiles at her reflection. "Today is going to be a good day," she says. Emma walks to the kitchen to prepare her morning drink. She fills a kettle with water and sets it on the stove to boil. While waiting, she cuts a fresh lemon in half. She squeezes the lemon juice into a mug, enjoying the fresh citrus scent. The kettle begins to whistle. Emma pours the hot water into the mug with the lemon juice. She stirs it gently with a spoon. She takes her mug and sits by the kitchen window. She sips the warm lemon water slowly. The taste is both tart and refreshing. She feels the warmth spread through her body. As she drinks, she looks out the window at her garden. She sees the flowers blooming brightly. Roses, daisies, and tulips add splashes of color to the green grass. A small butterfly flutters by landing on a flower. Emma watches it with delight. She notices a squirrel running along the fence. It stops and looks around before darting up a tree. Emma enjoys observing nature in the morning. It makes her feel connected to the world around her. After finishing her lemon water, Emma decides it is time to start her yoga practice. She walks to the living room and rolls out her yoga mat on the floor. The mat is purple with a pattern of lotus flowers. She likes this mat because it is soft and reminds her of peaceful places. Emma lights a scented candle that smells like lavender and chamomile. The soft fragrance fills the room, creating a calm atmosphere. She dims the lights slightly and puts on some gentle music. The soft melodies help her relax and focus. Emma stands at the front of her mat. She brings her hands together in front of her chest and closes her eyes. She takes several deep breaths. Inhale slowly through the nose, exhale gently through the mouth. She feels the air fill her lungs and then leave her body. With each breath, she feels more relaxed. She begins with some gentle neck stretches. She tilts her head to the right, feeling a stretch along the left side of her neck. She holds the position for a few seconds, then tilts her head to the left. Next, she rolls her shoulders forward and backward, loosening any tension. She stretches her arms out to the sides and makes small circles with her hands. Emma moves into the sun salutation sequence. She raises her arms above her head, reaching toward the sky. She bends forward at the hips, reaching for her toes. She allows her head and neck to relax. From there, she steps back into a plank position. She holds her body straight and strong. She lowers herself down to the mat, then lifts her chest into the cobra pose. She feels a gentle stretch in her back. She pushes back into the downward-facing dog pose. Her body forms an upside-down V shape. She feels the stretch in her hamstrings and calves. Emma repeats the sun salutation sequence several times, moving smoothly from one pose to the next. As she moves, she focuses on her breathing. Each movement is connected to an inhale or exhale. Inhale as she reaches up, exhale as she folds forward. After warming up, Emma moves into standing poses. She steps her feet wide apart for the Warrior Two pose. She turns her right foot out and bends her right knee. She extends her arms out to the sides, gazing over her right hand. She feels strong and powerful. She holds the pose for several breaths, then switches sides. Next, she moves into the triangle pose. From a wide stance, she reaches her right hand down toward her right ankle and extends her left arm up toward the sky. She feels a stretch along her side and in her legs. Emma continues with balancing poses. She moves into the tree pose. She stands on her left foot and brings the sole of her right foot to rest against her inner left thigh. She brings her hands together in front of her chest. She focuses her gaze on a point in front of her to help maintain balance. She breathes deeply, feeling steady and calm. She repeats the pose on the other side. Emma enjoys challenging herself with balance poses. They help her improve her focus and concentration. She moves into the eagle pose. She wraps her right leg over her left and brings her right arm under her left arm. She feels a stretch in her shoulders and legs. After spending time on standing poses, Emma moves down to the mat for seated poses. She sits with her legs extended in front of her. She reaches forward to touch her toes in the seated forward bend. She feels a gentle stretch in her back and hamstrings. Next, she sits cross-legged for a spinal twist. She places her right hand on her left knee and gently twists her torso to the left. She holds the pose for several breaths, then switches sides. Emma lies down on her back for the bridge pose. She bends her knees and places her feet flat on the mat. She lifts her hips toward the ceiling, creating a bridge with her body. She feels a stretch in her chest and thighs. Finally, Emma prepares for relaxation. She moves into the corpse pose. She lies flat on her back with her arms at her sides, palms facing up. She closes her eyes and allows her body to relax completely. She releases any tension in her muscles. Emma focuses on her breath. She inhales slowly through her nose, feeling her abdomen rise. She exhales gently, feeling her abdomen fall. She allows her mind to be quiet. If thoughts come, she acknowledges them and lets them pass. She stays in this relaxed state for several minutes. The gentle music plays softly in the background. Emma feels a deep sense of peace and contentment. After about 10 minutes, Emma begins to wiggle her fingers and toes. She slowly brings movement back into her body. She rolls onto her right side and rests for a moment. Then, she gently pushes herself up into a seated position. She brings her hands together in front of her heart. Namaste, she whispers, honoring the light within herself. Emma feels grateful for this time she has given herself. She takes a moment to reflect on how she feels. Her body feels relaxed and energized. Her mind feels calm and clear. She blows out the candle and rolls up her yoga mat. She smiles, feeling ready to begin her day. Emma goes to the kitchen to make breakfast. She decides to have oatmeal with fresh fruit and nuts. She fills a small pot with water and brings it to a boil. She adds oats to the water and stirs gently. While the oatmeal cooks, she slices a banana and washes some blueberries and strawberries. She also takes out some almonds and walnuts. Emma enjoys preparing healthy food. She believes that nourishing her body is important. When the oatmeal is ready, she pours it into a bowl. She arranges the fruit on top and sprinkles the nuts over it. She adds a drizzle of honey and a pinch of cinnamon. Emma sits at the kitchen table to enjoy her breakfast. She takes her time, savoring each bite. The oatmeal is warm and comforting. The fruit adds sweetness and freshness. As she eats, she thinks about her plans for the day. She needs to be at the bookstore by 9 a.m. She also plans to meet her friend Sarah after work. They haven't seen each other in a few weeks, and Emma is looking forward to catching up. After breakfast, Emma washes the dishes. She wipes down the kitchen counters and puts everything back in its place. She likes to keep her home clean and tidy. Emma goes to the bathroom to take a shower. She turns on the water and steps in. The warm water feels soothing on her skin. She washes her hair with shampoo that smells like citrus and mint. She enjoys the fresh scent. She uses a gentle soap to wash her body. After rinsing off, she stands under the water for a few more moments, enjoying the warmth. Emma steps out of the shower and wraps herself in a soft towel. She dries her hair with another towel. She applies moisturizer to her face and body. She brushes her teeth and flosses. Emma returns to her bedroom to get dressed. She chooses a white blouse with small blue flowers and a pair of dark jeans. She likes this outfit because it is comfortable and suitable for work. She puts on a light cardigan in case it gets chilly. Emma decides to wear her favorite necklace, a silver pendant shaped like a leaf. It was a gift from her mother. She also puts on small silver earrings. She brushes her hair and decides to leave it down. Her hair has natural waves, and it falls softly over her shoulders. She applies a little makeup, some mascara to highlight her eyes, and a light pink lipstick. Emma looks at herself in the mirror. She feels confident and ready for the day. She checks the time. It is 7:45 a.m. She still has time before she needs to leave. Emma goes to her desk and opens her laptop. She checks her emails. There is a message from her friend Sarah. Emma, are we still meeting at the cafe after work today? Let me know. Can't wait to see you. Sarah.
Emma Raplias y Sara.
Yes. I'll meet you at the cafe at 5 p.m. Looking forward to catching up. She also checks some other emails, including a newsletter from a yoga website. She reads an article about new yoga poses to try. Emma thinks about incorporating some new poses into her routine. She closes her laptop and begins to gather her things for work. She packs her lunch: a turkey and cheese sandwich, an apple, some carrot sticks, and a small container of hummus. She also packs a granola bar for a snack. Emma places her lunch in her bag along with a bottle of water. She decides to bring a book to read during her lunch break. She chooses a novel she has been enjoying. Emma checks the weather on her phone. It says it will be sunny and warm all day. She grabs her sunglasses and puts them in her bag. Before leaving, Emma takes a moment to water her plants. She has several potted plants around her home: a fern, a spider plant, and a peace lily. She enjoys caring for them. She gently pours water into each pot. "Grow strong and healthy," she says softly. Emma also feeds her pet fish. She has a small aquarium with colorful fish. She sprinkles some fish food into the water and watches them swim up to eat. Emma puts on her shoes, a comfortable pair of flats. She grabs her keys and heads to the door. She takes one last look around to make sure she hasn't forgotten anything. She steps outside and locks the door behind her. The morning air is fresh and crisp. The sun is shining brightly, and the sky is a clear blue. Emma takes a deep breath and smiles. She decides to walk to work today. The bookstore is about a 20-minute walk from her home. As she walks, Emma enjoys the sights and sounds of the neighborhood. She sees children playing in their yards. Some are riding bicycles, while others are playing with their pets. She passes by her neighbor, Mrs. Johnson, who is watering her garden. "Good morning, Emma," Mrs. Johnson calls out. "Good morning. Your garden looks beautiful," Emma replies. "Thank you. Have a wonderful day," Mrs. Johnson says. Emma continues on her way. She passes by the local bakery. The smell of fresh bread and pastries fills the air. She sees people inside enjoying coffee and breakfast. Emma thinks about stopping in for a pastry but decides to save it for another day. She crosses the street and enters the park. The park is filled with tall trees and green grass. There are walking paths that wind through the park. Emma enjoys walking through the park because it is peaceful. She sees people jogging, walking their dogs, and sitting on benches. She notices a group of people practicing Tai Chi under a tree. They move slowly and gracefully. Emma watches them for a moment. She thinks about how many people enjoy different forms of exercise and relaxation. As she walks through the park, Emma listens to the sounds around her. She hears birds chirping and the rustle of leaves in the breeze. She hears the laughter of children playing. Emma feels connected to her community. She exits the park and continues toward the bookstore. She arrives a few minutes before 9 a.m. She unlocks the door and goes inside. The bookstore is cozy and welcoming. There are shelves filled with books of all kinds. Emma loves the smell of books and the quiet atmosphere. She turns on the lights and prepares the store for opening. She arranges some new books on the display table. She changes the sign in the window to show that the store is open. At 9 a.m., the first customers begin to arrive. "Good morning." Emma greets them with a warm smile. "Good morning," they reply. Throughout the morning, Emma helps customers find books. She recommends titles and talks with them about their interests. A young girl comes in looking for a book for school. "Can you help me find a book about animals?" she asks. "Of course," Emma says. She shows the girl to the children's section and helps her find a book about wild animals. "Thank you," the girl says happily. "You're welcome. Enjoy your book," Emma replies. An elderly man comes in looking for a mystery novel. "Do you have any new mystery books?" he asks. "Yes, we just received some new titles," Emma says. She shows him the new arrivals section. He picks up a book and reads the back cover. "This looks interesting," he says. Emma enjoys helping people find books that they will enjoy. At lunchtime, Emma takes a break. She goes to the staff room and sits at the small table. She takes out her lunch and begins to eat. She reads her book while she eats. The story is exciting, and she gets lost in the pages. After lunch, she returns to the store. The afternoon brings more customers. A mother and her son come in looking for a gift. "It's my husband's birthday," the mother says. "He loves history books." Emma shows them some popular history books. They choose one that they think he will like. "Thank you for your help," the mother says. "You're very welcome," Emma replies. The day passes quickly. At 4:30 p.m., Emma's shift ends. She tidies up the store and says goodbye to her coworkers. "Have a great evening," they say. "You too. See you tomorrow," Emma replies. Emma leaves the bookstore and walks toward the cafe to meet Sarah. The cafe is a cozy place with outdoor seating. Emma arrives at 5 p.m. She sees Sarah sitting at a table by the window. "Hi, Sarah," Emma says, giving her friend a hug. "Hi, Emma. It's so good to see you," Sarah replies. They sit down and look at the menu. They decide to order herbal tea and share a slice of chocolate cake. "So, how have you been?" Sarah asks. "I've been good. Work is busy, but I enjoy it," Emma says. They spend the next hour talking about their lives. Sarah tells Emma about her new job at the community center. Emma shares stories about interesting customers at the bookstore. They laugh and enjoy each other's company. "Let's not wait so long to meet up next time," Sarah says. "Agreed. Let's plan something for next week," Emma replies. After their visit, Emma says goodbye to Sarah and begins her walk home. The evening air is cool and pleasant. The sky is starting to change colors as the sun begins to set. Emma feels happy and content. When she arrives home, she unlocks the door and steps inside. She takes off her shoes and puts her bag down. She decides to prepare a light dinner. She makes a salad with mixed greens, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and grilled chicken. She adds a simple dressing of olive oil and lemon juice. Emma sits at her dining table and enjoys her meal. She reflects on her day and feels grateful. After dinner, she washes the dishes and tidies up the kitchen. She spends the evening reading and relaxing. She lights a candle and sits on the sofa with her book. Around 9:30 p.m., Emma begins to feel sleepy. She decides to get ready for bed. She changes into her pajamas and brushes her teeth. She washes her face and applies night cream. Emma sits on her bed and writes in her journal. She writes about her day, her thoughts, and her feelings. She likes to journal because it helps her process her experiences. Before turning off the light, Emma sets her alarm for 6 a.m. She looks forward to starting her day with yoga again. "Good night," she says softly. Emma turns off the light and settles into bed. She closes her eyes and drifts off to sleep, feeling peaceful and content.